Here's the thing no one tells you about midlife. It's not just your body that changes, or your skin, or your hair. It's your identity. The roles you thought defined you, mom, wife, caregiver, employee, start to shift. And suddenly you're left asking, who am I now? If you've ever felt that little ache of wondering where the old you went, or whether it's too late to find her again, this video is for you. I'm Sandra, RN, case manager, and your guide here on Lumina Life 50 Plus. Around here, we believe midlife isn't a crisis, it's a homecoming. You're not too late, you're not too old, and you're definitely not alone. And before we dive in, let me just quickly say, have you ever caught yourself asking, I don't even recognize myself anymore? Hit that subscribe button because this space is about remembering who you are and creating the version you want to be next. Here's the kicker. Identity shifts don't happen overnight. They creep in quietly. One day you look in the mirror and realize your reflection doesn't match how you feel on the inside. Or you catch yourself saying yes when you mean no, because that's what you've always done. Or your kids move out and suddenly the role that defined you for the last 20 years is just gone. And when that happens, most of us panic. We cling to what's familiar, even when it doesn't fit anymore. We over research. We delay. We tell ourselves stories like, I'll figure it out later, or this is just how life is at this age. Truth bomb. That's not identity, that's autopilot. And autopilot is not how you build a second act. For me, identity shifted hard in my 30s when breast cancer forced me into menopause overnight. My skin changed, my hair changed, my body changed, and honestly, I didn't recognize myself. But here's the thing, that wasn't the last time. At 50, I looked at my life again, at my health, my marriage, my career, my reflection, and thought, this can't be it. This can't be all there is for me. So I started over. I cut my hair. I lost 60 pounds so far. I stopped hiding behind scrubs and started experimenting with style again, such as it is. I launched 2 YouTube channels when I had almost zero social media experience. And I decided that if I was going to live the second half of my life, I was going to live it on my terms. And let me tell you, rebuilding your identity at 50 plus doesn't look like getting everything perfect. It looks like trying, failing, laughing, and showing up anyway. So, why do we resist rebuilding identity? Because deep down, we think we're supposed to have it figured out by now. We think change equals failure. But let me reframe it. Identity isn't fixed, it's fluid. It's a living, breathing story you're still writing. If you've ever thought, I can't change careers now, or it's too late to start dating again, or why bother updating my style? Those are not facts. Those are inherited scripts from a society that profits off making you invisible. Pillar 1, your voice. Identity is how you show up in the world. And if you're not speaking your truth, you're living someone else's. Rebuilding identity means reclaiming your voice, saying no when you mean no, saying yes when you've been afraid to, letting your words reflect your worth. Pillar 2, your energy, not just physical, but emotional. The people you spend time with, the habits you keep, the boundaries you set. If your energy is constantly drained, your identity will always feel fragile. Protect it. Pillar 3, your style. And I don't just mean clothes, I mean the outward reflection of your inner self. For me, it was going blonde again after years of hiding behind safe choices. For you, it might be a bold lipstick, a new tattoo, a fitness routine, or finally dressing for you instead of everyone else. Here's a quick exercise. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. What do you want people to say when they describe you? Do they say, she was tired, stressed, and stuck? Or do they say, she came alive in her 50s? She redefined what this age could look like. Vision casting isn't about fantasy, it's about choosing what your identity will echo. Because whether you realize it or not, you are teaching the people around you what's possible at this stage of life. If this is hitting home and you're nodding along with me, hit that like button. Not just for me, it helps though, but because every time you do, it tells YouTube this message matters and it gets pushed out to more midlife women who need to hear it. You could be the reason someone else decides she's not too late either. Here's the ripple effect. When you rebuild your identity, you don't just change your life, you change the script for your kids, your friends, your community. I've had patients in their 80s tell me they still regret never chasing their passion. And I've had women in their 50s message me saying, watching you start over gave me permission to start too. That's identity in action. That's legacy in real time. So let me leave you with this. Identity is not a box you checked years ago. It's a story you're still writing. And in midlife, you finally get to write it without apology. If you're in the middle of rebuilding, whisper "me too" in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone in this. And if you want more encouragement every week, subscribe because this is just part 2 of the midlife reinvention blueprint. Next, we're talking about energy and confidence, the fuel that makes identity stick. And remember, it's not too late. You're not too old. And you are not alone. I'll see you soon.